The Epic of Gilgamesh, Tablet 2. After the fight between Gilgamesh and Enkidu, where Gilgamesh came out the victor, they then began this bromance, and Gilgamesh takes Enkidu to meet his mother, the goddess Ninsun. Unfortunately, the goddess was not kind with Enkidu and made fun of him for not having a mother or a brother. In fact, Enkidu was fashioned by the goddess Aruru for the sole purpose to be equal to Gilgamesh and stop his tyranny. Gilgamesh orders for all 7 gates of Uruk to be bolted down, and Gilgamesh summoned an assembly of old and young men to tell them his plan. Plan of what? To slay the monster Humbaba, which by the description, for all intents and purposes, was a dragon that Enlil put in the cedar forest, which was his forest, and didn't want humans chopping down these trees. So he put this dragon there to protect them. So Gilgamesh, to make Enkidu feel better, he proposes this slaying of Humbaba, this dragon in the cedar forest. Enkidu warns Gilgamesh that Humbaba is a great fierce beast and is not to be challenged. But Gilgamesh takes this as Enkidu being fearful. Gilgamesh's plan was to cut down some cedar trees. That way Humbaba would come out to get him. Gilgamesh's men told him that he was going into uncharted territories, that no one had ever defeated Humbaba before, and that they weren't sure that this was a good idea. And so Gilgamesh tells them, look, I only want your blessing because I'm going to do this mission alone. You guys aren't involved. Enkidu, that was afraid for Gilgamesh, tried to talk sense into him, and even the elders of the war council, they all tried to persuade him not to go. But Gilgamesh had already set his mind and there was no convincing him otherwise. And the wise men even told Gilgamesh that this was a bad idea, that Humbaba was a monster that could not be defeated, and that he had no chance of winning this fight. And now starts Tablet 3 of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Since they could not persuade the great king to not go after Humbaba, everyone suggests that Enkidu go with his friend. Considering Enkidu's experience in the wild, he could come in handy if Gilgamesh needed help. They told Enkidu to stand in front of Gilgamesh. What? That way Gilgamesh, if anything bad happened, could come back to his many wives. Okay. Gilgamesh now suggests that they go get the blessing of his mother, the goddess Ninsun. In the tablet, it says that hand in hand, they went up to Ninsun's temple. He entered the temple first. He approached his mother and told her his plan. He wanted to cut down the cedar trees and slay Humbaba, and to return to Uruk famed and powerful. He wanted to be celebrated twice, he said. However, as mighty as her son was, he did require her blessing for a safe journey. He promised Ninsun that he would be back and she would see his face again. Ninsun, much like Enkidu, did not like this news. Sadness overtook the mighty cow goddess, and she retreated into her bathhouse, which she visited in total 7 times. First, she bathed in water soaked in Damascus and soap. Clean and splendorous, she adorned herself with new garments befitting of a goddess, placed her bejeweled necklace and other jewels on her chest, and her tiara on her head. The mighty goddess climbed her way up to the ziggurat of Shamash. She said that he had created Gilgamesh with an uneasy spirit, so much so that now he was ready to risk his life to slay Humbaba.